Gentle Storm, Chapter 8. It's out. Jacob says, we all need to sneak in. Make sure that the dark ponies in the sky don't see you. We got to take out the ones that are in the school first. Everyone nods. Jacob says, all of you go in. I'll wait for you. David says, what? Jacob says, just go. They all take off. The girl says, what are you doing? Jacob says, nothing. At the entrance to the school that the students use, Michael looks through the window and says, I count 12. JD says, shit. Archie says, damn. Dave says, let's go. David's wings glow. The doors open quietly. They sneak in. Miles says, leave this to me. Dave says, you're as bad as Jacob. Miles says, just stay here. Michael walks to the center of the cafeteria. All the dark ponies look at him. Michael raises his hand into the air. It gets harder and harder. The dark ponies fall to their knees, sweating and panting like mad. All their eyes go back and they all fall down. Michael lowers his hand and says, it's done. Judy says, what did he just do? Archie says, he raised the temperature. Dave says, I could have done that. There's too many powerful people around here. I just blend into the background and get pushed aside. JT says, that's not true. You're great for entertainment. David says, shut up. Miles says, you both shut up. We still have the rest of the school to clear, and I don't need to be alerted by your senseless arguing. I'll take the very back of the school. JT, you take the front. Ratchet, you take the middle, and David will help you. David says, finally, some action. Michael says, move. They all take off. David and Ratchet turn a corner. A dark pony looks at them. David points a finger at the dark pony. It opens its mouth to scream, but diminishes away. David smiles and says, I love being a Vester. A few hours later, in Jacob's head, Michael's voice says, the school is clear. Jacob says, okay. He stands up. Shh! His armor appears and his eyes glow red. The girl says, what are you going to do? Jacob looks at her and says, stay here. He flies off to the dark ponies. He uses the force of his sonic star boom to send waves out and force the dark ponies in the black cloud apart. He flies inside the circle that he made and looks at them all. They all smile and say, King Thunderstorm. Jacob says, I am your king, and I accept my role as your king. I will rule you. I will lead you. I will make the dark pony race even more powerful. They all cheer. Jacob says, but destroying a whole planet and species will only make us weaker and make us look stupid. Let's head home. The dark pony says, you've gotten soft, King Thunderstorm. Jacob says, what? The pony says, in the past you would have challenged us all and put us all on the ground in horrible pain for disobeying you like this and coming to this world. Instead, you tried to convince us to go back home. Your heart is softened. Jacob's eyes glow blood red, and he says, I'll show you who's softened. I'll take you all on. Bring it. I'll remind you who your ruler is. D says, he's crazy. Marty says, oh yeah. David says, don't do it, you idiot. You'll wake up the blood again. Michael says, what do you mean, David? David says, nothing. Michael says, David, if Jacob is in trouble, I need to know. David says, okay. Since Jacob is a Lunkar, every time he gets angry, the Lunkar blood awakens and takes control. Eventually, Michael says he won't be able to take back control. David says, yeah, and there's no way to save him. Michael says, I know what he's doing. David says, what do you mean? Miles says he's trying to end all this with one big battle. David says, oh boy. The ponies fly at Jacob. Jacob says, and it begins. Armor appears on Jacob's arms. The entire fight becomes a blur as Jacob and the dark ponies become faster. JT says, damn, they're fast. Reggie says, dang. Miles says, I can see them. David says, me too. The girl says, whoa. What's happening? Be careful, Jacob. Miles says, that's 1,000,000 dark ponies he's facing. He's an idiot to take that many on. Dark Pony grabs Jacob from behind and holds him. The other Dark Ponies attack him. The others smile and watch. Jacob says, "Stop. Everything going black." Jacob's eyes take an insane look. He screams. He pushes the Dark Pony over him and into the 3 Dark Ponies. Jacob laughs and says, "Come on. I'm going to rip you all apart." All the Dark Ponies cover him. Michael says, "It's over." He loses. A dome of lightning goes out, pushing all the Dark Ponies off of Jacob. Michael's eyes are wide, and he says, "Impossible. He doesn't have that kind of power." Dave says, "You're right. He doesn't." I'll devour your souls and feed them to hell. Blood splatters out of all the Dark Ponies all of a sudden. Dave says, "What?" Miles says, "When did he move and do that?" Dave says, "He's still in the same spot." The Dark Pony's blood swirls around him as darkness radiates from him. He puts his finger into the blood and then licks his finger clean and says, "I love that sweet taste." Dave says, "If we could knock him out, he might be able to regain control then." Michael, "Where'd he go?" Michael flies behind Jacob and focuses. Jacob says, "Huh?" A supernova appears and engulfs Jacob. He screams, "Ah!" Dave says, "Are you crazy, Michael?" The solar flare slowly fades away. Michael's eyes go wide. Jacob is breathing heavy but still conscious. Michael says, "Another one should do it." Jacob smiles and says, "I don't think so." He brings Michael to the ground, his hand around Michael's neck. Michael tries to pry the hand open. Jacob smiles and squeezes tighter. Dave says, "Arun Kara!" A beam shoots out of David's finger and hits Jacob. He lets go of Michael's neck and says, "Ah!" He falls beside Michael. Michael stands up coughing and says, "What was that?" Dave says, "The strongest knockout spell that Vesters have. So powerful that no Vester can just do it. You had to say the words." Miles says, "Wow. So do you really think he'll regain control?" Dave says, "I hope so, or we're all gonna die." Miles says, "No, he won't. I'll take some precautions." He picks up Jacob and says, "Come on." Dave says, "Okay." End of Chapter 8. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening. And I updated my channel description again because my stories are pretty long. Usually the length is like 20 chapters. My series that explains my character's origins goes way past that. Like the longest book in my series is like 72 chapters. So that's why I updated my channel description to where instead of just me doing it every Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to do 2 chapters every day. It'll be a lot quicker, especially for how long my stories are. And hopefully more convenient. Anyway, thanks again, and see you next time.